Exclusive contract from Feilu Novel Network Novel. Man in me, Naruto. Completely ruined. Crossing through the leaves of wood, becoming Naruto Vortex, bound to the system of swinging. Crane tail. Eternal academic scum. Naruto. Yes, I am a waste. Let's go home and sleep. Successfully displayed, the gossip seal key has been exchanged. Monster Fox. A natural disaster star. Naruto. Yes, I apologize for being born human. Successfully displayed, the kaleidoscope writing will I has been redeemed. Collect tail beasts and take away my 9 tails. Naruto. This doesn't seem very effective, I have to ask the 9 llamas. Infinite monthly reading. Blood I plan. Naruto. It's really not possible. It's also good for us to sleep together in the monthly reading, completely rotten and blackened, have too lazy and lazy asterisk I tried hard but not much. Stay tuned, Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. 01, Burnout System. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Muye has been around for 54 years. Fire Country, Konoha Ninja Village. On the street, villagers gathered together and pointed at a blonde little ghost. Is it this little ghost? Is it him? It's so disgusting. Stay away from him. I don't even know if it will infect others. God knows if he will suddenly go crazy. Hey, that little ghost, is that the monster? Why should such people stay in the village? Third-generation adults should consider it carefully. Be careful, he may not be preparing any pranks again. How could such a person go to ninja school? This is too bad. Naruto walks on the street. He couldn't hear the whispers of the people around him very clearly, but he could also guess. The strong malice, the wary and contemptuous gaze, was too obvious. Naruto couldn't help but glance at the bag in his hand. 5 bowls of instant ramen noodles, plus a bottle of milk. Just going out to buy something, as for, it's a bit miserable. Naruto murmured and silently advanced. Back home, push open the door. A small house, less than 30 square meters, filled with old and dilapidated furniture, caught the eye. Naruto placed the newly purchased daily necessities on the table. Boiled a pot of hot water, found another cup, and poured a glass of milk. Gudon, the milk is a bit spoiled. If nothing unexpected happens, it must have expired. However, Naruto still endured the discomfort and finished drinking, then waited for the hot water to boil and soaked a bowl of noodles. Suction slip, in no time, the instant noodles were eliminated. Naruto silently opens the system interface. Host. Naruto Vortex. Current plane. Hokage World. System activation task, 4, purchase of materials √ drink a glass of milk √ eat a bowl of ramen noodles √ fishing for a fish, it's almost fishing. Naruto breathed a sigh and rested on the chair for a while. Looking at the sunset outside the window, Naruto's eyes were full of gloom. Yes, this is a traveler, crossing over in less than an hour. A fan of anime from a blue star flower grower in his past life was watching Hokage and accidentally traveled through it. Time travel to the 6-year-old Naruto. Don't mention the name too much, after all, we will have to call ourselves Naruto in the future. Watching anime makes people feel that Naruto is miserable enough. I didn't expect the reality. Sigh. Naruto sighed. Just running 2 streets to buy something, you have to eat hundreds of white eyes and listen to hundreds of dirty words along the way. The things I bought are still expired. That's all, the owner of the human shop is still not very willing to do his business. This is not the worst yet. Naruto's monthly living expenses, which is the amount of money given to him by the 3rd generation, are not enough at all. A few copper plates, plus a few steel coins. A total of 1,000 taels, equivalent to less than 200 yuan in soft girl coins. Poor households of flower growers have more subsistence allowances than this. Forget it, let's go fishing instead. See what system can be activated. Naruto stood up and found his fishing rod. It's called a fishing rod, but it's actually a stick and a piece of fishing line. Pick up the fishing rod and walk out the door. Without taking a few steps, the malicious and contemptuous gaze immediately fell on him. It's not that these people are watching him with hostility. More than 80% of the people in the wooden leaves would look at him this way whenever they saw him. Naruto is walking on the road. Listening to people's vulgar language, I couldn't help but want to smash it with a fishing rod several times. Anyway, there are hidden forces behind him, he definitely won't die. But they will get beaten up. He is only 6 years old, with long-term malnutrition, and is as thin as a numb pole. I just want to work hard with people, and even if they come over, it's enough for him to endure. In my original memory, there are still many scenes like this. He dare not recall, he can only silently rush on. The farther we go, the fewer people on the road. Finally, when Naruto walked into the mountain ditch, he found a small lake where a stream converged. The surroundings have become relatively clean. Naruto found a stone. I dug on the back of the stone and used a small bug as bait. Sitting on a stone fishing, the setting sun is like blood, and the mountain breeze is cool. Naruto's mood has also slightly calmed down. I have suffered from cold looks since I was young, but when I grow up, I still have to kneel and lick. Naruto really doesn't understand. In such a deformed environment, how could the original owner achieve the goal of licking the wooden leaves? Anyway, he can't stand it. Not long after, the fishing rod began to jump. Naruto pulled up his rod and line, and a small fish was lifted up like this. Leaving aside the concept of tolerance, the ecological aspect is indeed good. Naruto propped up the fishing rod and quickly opened the system interface. System activation in progress. Activation completed. The divine level display system has been launched. Host: Naruto Vortex. Current plane: Hokage World. Current template: Intern Ninja. After reaching a total attribute of 50, it will automatically be promoted to a lower tolerance template. Personal attributes: 3, physical energy. 7 chakra volume. 9 spiritual energy. 15 gain permanent buff. Salted fish eye. Your eyes lost their light and became a soulless salted fish. Function introduction. If you mess up, you can obtain mess up values. The displayed value can be used to exchange for goods. Current idle value remaining: 0. 02, life forces you to endure it. You are listening at novel full.audio. Let it rot. Naruto looked at the system introduction and could already feel that his vision was blocked by eyelashes. Bow your head. The peaceful lake surface reflects his face. A pair of dead fish eyes, chicken nest-like hair, no expression on the face, no soul in the whole person. It's really like a salted fish. That's good. Naruto raised his eyebrows. Image or something, it doesn't matter. Anyway, washing it will also get dirty, and if it gets dirty, it still needs to be washed. No one cares what this monster looks like, why bother? It's better to catch 2 more fish and finish dinner with this effort. Found a wooden stick. Naruto simply skewers the fish, then brings some dry firewood and prepares to grill the fish over a fire later. Before the sun sets, he can still catch 2 more fish. But when he sat on the stone again. Ding dong. Successfully flapped it. Gained 10 points of damage. Naruto was stunned. Next, a semi-transparent interface automatically opens in front of you. At the top of the interface is written System Mall, which is filled with a dazzling array of products, but most of them are gray. There are also things worth buying at 10 o'clock, but not many. Except for products with fixed heads and attributes, they are all daily necessities. Bowls and pans, soy sauce, vinegar, oil and salt, underwear, household appliances, snacks and fast food, and even fishing rods are available for sale at exactly 10 o'clock. Naruto glanced down. All 3D attributes can be purchased, with 1 point of damage value added once. There's no need. Even if we add it, we can't beat the villagers. If we beat it, we can't do anything. It's better to buy something useful. Just this fishing rod. Strength may be what Naruto needs the most now. But if it can't be achieved in one step, it's better not to add. Let's talk about it now. Can you beat a 30-year-old strong man by adding 1 point of physical energy? Cannot. I still have to be pressed on the ground for friction. Even if he tries hard to save 100 points and adds it up, he can pass the game. The group of shadows behind him still need to rub him aside. Why bother? He is already so weak, what else is he trying to do? Improving your living conditions and filling your stomach is more important than anything else. Naruto didn't hesitate much and just chose a fishing rod. The new fishing rod arrived immediately and he was also given a small can of bait. Super value. Naruto was replaced on the spot, and the guns were replaced. The fishing rod is still made of wood, but the weight is a bit heavy, and the key is that the fishing line is long enough. Next time fishing, I'm afraid I'll be able to catch a spot. Ding dong. Successfully flapped it. Get 10 points of wobbly points. Just as he swung the stick, Naruto received a prompt from the system. I gave another 10 points. But Naruto doesn't care much either. Let's focus on fishing. Filling the stomach is better than anything else. I don't know if it's a problem with the bait or a bonus with the new fishing rod. Naruto has good luck. In no time, 2 big fish came in. It seems like we can have a full meal tonight. Frame fish. Start a fire. Naruto has never done these things in his past life, but he is very skilled in operating them. I have no choice but to face the pressure of life. It's already good to have a meal during the day. If you don't come fishing every day, you'll have to go hungry. Winter will be a bit tough because he doesn't have decent thick clothes. The fish don't bite the hook very much, their previous broken fishing rod and fishing line were too short to catch. Zila, 2 big fish were perched on the fire, and in no time, the aroma was already overflowing. Naruto is pondering whether to buy some seasoning. Putting things off is an attitude towards life. People cannot be inferior just for the sake of being inferior. Such inferior behavior is purposeful and impure. The necessary quality of life still needs to be present. Just as he was searching for seasoning in the system mall, an old voice rang out. Today's harvest was good, Naruto. Can I try it? I saw a short old man walking over, wearing a bamboo hat, wearing a long robe, and smoking a cigarette. This person is known by Naruto. Contemporary 3.5 generation fire shadows, monkeys flying in sun slaying. Naruto wanted to say no, it was his fishing, it was his dinner. But seeing that ape flying sun slash had already sat down and rudely took a fish to nibble on, forget it. Let him go. Anyway, all the inheritance left by my parents has been taken over by him. I only receive 1,000 taels of subsistence allowance per month. It doesn't matter if you occupy one more fish. Naruto sat quietly and picked up the remaining fish. Ding dong. Successfully flapped it. Get 10 bad points. The system prompt reappears. Naruto also chuckled in his heart. In this situation, the system can only comfort him. You don't look very happy, Naruto. Did you encounter any setbacks? Ape Flying Sun Jean noticed that Naruto's emotions were not high. Of course, this is a normal phenomenon. Almost every time Naruto comes fishing, and every time he is alone, his emotions are not too high. This is also the reason why he appears regularly. After all, Naruto's body is sealed with 9 tails. The hatred of the villagers needs to be alleviated, but Naruto, as a child, still needs to hold on to the hands of Kiba. Monkey Flying Sun said and took out an envelope. Have you run out of money again? Tomorrow you will be going to school, where you can make many friends. Use this money to buy some stationery. Save some money. 03, The Savior. Who loves to be who should be? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Naruto looked at the envelope in Sandamu's hand. He has watched anime and knows the truth. Let's not say how much inheritance the 4th-generation couple left for him. The son of a hero relies on subsistence allowance to barely cover his belly every month, which is quite outrageous in itself. That envelope doesn't look small. But in reality, it is estimated that there will be at most 2 extra coins inside. A D.level task that requires patience is assigned more than that. It can be said that it is not an exaggeration to use it to send beggars away. At this moment, Naruto's mind was filled with many thoughts. He wanted to slap the envelope to the ground. Or it could fall on the face of the Monkey Flying Sun Slayer. He wants to question. I want to curse this old Iin. But, thank you, I will save on flowers. Naruto took the envelope and took out 3 copper coins and several steel coins. Oh, it seems like there's an extra copper coin than before. I think I can buy a few more barrels of instant noodles this month. Do you want to confront the 3rd generation now? No need. It's not realistic either. What can I do to vent my anger? If you get beaten up and the situation is serious, you may even have to resort to illusion. Naruto is not sure now whether his previous self has been subdued by other gods. It's better to be honest. Being a waste, being a salted fish, is also quite good. Anyway, this guy will be killed by Orochimaru in a few years. Just hold back and it will pass. Ding dong. Successfully flapped it. Get 10 bad points. The system prompt has appeared again. Naruto is not in a hurry either. You can allocate it reasonably when you go back. He put the coins into his pocket and then threw the envelope into the fire. The fire was briefly raised. Monkey Flying Sun silently watched. Can be felt. Naruto should have encountered some kind of blow. After all, he used to be very happy when he received his living expenses. But today, Naruto, are you worried about going to school? Sandamu smiled slightly and asked. It's not difficult to guess a child's worries. Perhaps facing the anxiety of a new environment. Normal. He has already arranged his teachers for this year. Iruka is a person with a tolerant personality but a persistent and principled heart. Very suitable to be a teacher. And the parents of that child also died at the hands of the 9 tails. Such people teach Naruto not to delay the indoctrination of the will of fire, nor to let Naruto learn too much. It's a bit. But it doesn't matter, it's not a big problem. Naruto's words can be said to be very sincere. He understands a truth. No matter how much truth he knows, no matter how far God's perspective goes. The 3 generations sitting beside him now, from the city government to experience, are much deeper than him. In other travel novels, it is unrealistic to rely on watching anime and being able to treat the 3 generations of Tuanzang as monkeys. Anyway, he's already laid it out. Lie flat. Transformed into a salted fish. There is no need to challenge Kiba's old acting skills with poor acting skills. Still that sentence. Even if we have to resist, it's not now. I can rest assured if you think so, Naruto. Sandamu chuckled lightly and comforted. Ninja school is a great place where you can learn a lot of knowledge and make many friends. When you become a powerful ninja who can protect the people of the village, you will get closer and closer to your dream. Dreams. Does it mean becoming a Hokage? Naruto almost sneered out loud. Don't say anything else. If you don't die, no one can be a fire shadow. Who will be a fire shadow before your death, and even future generations may suffer in the end. But if the leaves are gone, what can they do as a fire shadow? Unique meaning. Naruto secretly glanced at the interface of the eye system. Choose the expensive ones to look at. Kaleidoscope writing will eye, Goyu reincarnation eye, 3 immortal realms and fairy arts, various blood inheritance boundaries found the tail beast of parallel time and space, as well as the key to unlock the seal of gossip. It's a bit expensive, but if you save it for a few years, it shouldn't be a big problem. When pain comes over, he can completely lie flat. Then sneak around and buy another tail beast, seamlessly connecting. Of course, there are many low-cost methods. Naki is counted as one, and self-rebirth is counted as one. Anyway, as long as he can survive, he doesn't intend to be any savior. It's a bit difficult to say. How can we all sleep together in the endless reading of the moon? Ding dong. Successfully flapped it. Get 10 bad points. Ding dong. We are about to reach the upper limit of endure daily bad points under apprenticeship. We suggest improving attributes to break through the template, or promoting titles through assessment to gain more bad points. The system prompt appears. Naruto glanced at the system interface and unknowingly, his damage value had accumulated to 40. It can be considered a small sum of money. You can't give interest or have children while keeping it. Naruto immediately decided to go home and think carefully about how to add it. It's really tiring to chat with such an old and gloomy person like Sandemu. I'm full, then I'll go back first, Grandpa. After Naruto finished speaking, he stood up and carried his fishing rod towards home. Sandemu looked at Naruto's thin back and then at the fish that Naruto had only eaten halfway before throwing away, lost in thought. It has been so many years. Let a child bear so much. It's okay, it's okay. Since he is the son of the 4th generation, he must bear more. If Shuemen knew, he probably could understand him too. 04, Salted Fish Clock in Device. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Returning home, Naruto lay in bed and began to consider how to use these 40 points of flexidity. 1 point of damage can add 1 attribute. If added on average, one can add 13. Naruto hesitated for a moment. Do you want to add attributes? Or rather, is it useful to add it? Oh, it's time to go to school. If you add attributes, you can, besides upgrading the template, it doesn't seem to be very useful. At most, you can get a good score in practical classes, but the last assessment will be a clone technique, and Joey will not agree. 9 tails. 9 tails. Naruto glanced at the eye system interface again. Shangoyu gained 100 by writing will eyes. Sangoyu earns 5,000. The kaleidoscope is even more outrageous, 20,000 yuan. He was too lazy to count the zeros behind the eye of reincarnation. It seems that we can't think too far for now. Naruto originally planned to save up some leftover items to exchange for Sangoyu, or to use a kaleidoscope to pinch the 9 tails. After all, without suppressing the 9 tails, accompanied by the loosening of the seal, no matter how many attributes he adds, the effect will also be compromised. And attributes can definitely grow naturally. No matter how salty the fish is, he is also a descendant of the whirlpool and a reincarnation of Azura. But there's nothing we can do now. 40 attribute points are too few to buy anything except for adding attributes. It's definitely not realistic to save a kaleidoscope in the early stage, so you can only gradually save after upgrading the template. My physique has increased by 20 points, and getting beaten or something can make it less painful. Adding 10 points to everything else is also considered balanced development. At 40 o'clock, the broken points were instantly cleared. And that is the moment of clearing. The system prompts appear one after another. Your template has been promoted to Nishin. The maximum amount of your idol value has been increased to 20. Obtain permanent buff. Salted fish punch, which can be viewed. Salted fish clock in device. Naruto raised his eyebrows. However, the brain power has already reached the standard today, so let's figure out what to do tomorrow. Sleep ding dong. Successfully flapped it. Get 20 points to put in a mess. The next morning. Naruto woke up early in the morning because his head was too itchy. He remembered that he hadn't washed his hair for a week, and now it's unbearable itching. I quickly took a shower, washed my head a few more times, and changed 3 pots of water before my scalp felt cool. Naruto stands in front of the mirror. Did my hair grow this long before? And my abdominal muscles? What's the situation? Overnight, my hair grew a lot longer, giving off a 4th generation vibe. My body has also become much stronger. It seems that the increased physical fitness from last night has played a role. Boil water and brew instant noodles. During the waiting period, Naruto opened the system interface. Host. Naruto Vortex. Current plane. Hokage World. Current template. Xia Ren. After each attribute reaches 100, it will be automatically promoted to the Zhongren template. Personal attributes, 3, physical energy. 27 chakra volume. 19 spiritual energy. 25 remaining inventory value. 20 buff. Eye of salted fish. Buff. Salted fish clock in device. As a salted fish, hard work is not the ability you should have. After clocking in, continue to lie flat function introduction. Staying in any place for more than 4 hours every day is considered a successful check.in. You can receive random rewards and waste points. There is no limit on the number of times a day, and the reward and placement points depend on the check.in position. Stay in one place for 4 hours. Isn't that the ninja school? It doesn't necessarily have to go. It seems like sleeping at home for 8 hours is also possible. Naruto raised his eyebrows. If you want to receive reward steadily, sleeping at home all the time is definitely the best choice. The instant noodles are ready, we can cook at lightning speed. Looking at the hazy sky outside. Naruto is now hesitating whether to go directly to school. I went early, and everyone didn't wake up. I could have saved myself a few words of scolding along the way. Being scolded is secondary, but the key is to be afraid of someone throwing him rotten eggs. He just took a shower and is too lazy to take it a second time. Let's go to sleep. Naruto lay directly on the bed. If you can avoid the first day of junior high school but can't avoid the 15th, then don't hide. Face it calmly, actively put on a bad attitude, and life will eventually have a turning point. He just salted the fish like this. Accumulate attributes, accumulate and display something bad. Villagers can curse whenever they want, and he is not afraid of the 3 generations of PUA. Anyway, when the conditions are ripe, he will drive the 9 tails straight away. After finishing the task, turn your head and shoot a few more tail beast jade, and throw a few spiral hand swords, which are also quite beautiful. Ding dong. Successfully flapped it. Obtain 20 points of damage. Accompanied by the system prompt, Naruto fell asleep again. And when he wakes up, it's already past 9 in the morning. The eyes outside the window were bright, and Naruto put on his clothes and set off for school. On the way, familiar insults and contemptuous eyes followed. Fortunately, everyone was quite busy, so no one threw rotten eggs or anything at him. Naruto feels fortunate. After all, if he can't resist beating people up now, the dark side will be able to detect his changes. Come to school. The school gate was not closed, and there were 2 little ghosts crying and shouting that they didn't want to go to school. Parents are reprimanding and trying to coax. But as soon as he arrived, he immediately changed his attitude. Surprisingly, do we have to go to school with this kind of guy? It's really not possible. Let's not be ninjas anymore. That's a good relationship. Naruto almost burst out laughing. It would be even better if all parents in the school thought the same way. Let's not go to school together, let's go salted fish together. Ladies and gentlemen, please give me some free flower tickets. Naruto, how hardworking the author is. The new book data is extremely important. For those who like this genre, why not throw in some food? 05, no, why did you still leave? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Naruto has found his own class. Now students are still in the process of self-introduction. A class of 40 people, and now it's almost the end. Report. Naruto stood at the door. The classmates in the class immediately looked at him. Teacher Iruka frowned. As the homeroom teacher, seeing Naruto's delayed arrival, he initially thought he had changed classes and was ready to ask after class. No way, Naruto was just late. Being late on the first day of school, classmates were discussing, and Iruka was also a bit angry. If you don't want to go to school, don't come. You're late on the first day of school, you're terrible. Naruto. After Iruka finished speaking, he immediately felt like he was speaking too seriously. It doesn't seem good to say such heavy words to a child. But just as he was about to ask Naruto to hurry back and sit down, well. Okay. I'll go back first, teacher. Naruto turned his head and left. Is it really a bad student to be late on the first day? That's okay. Anyway, coming here is also the end of the line. Absenteeism is 0 points, and exam is 1 point. What's the difference? If you study at ninja school, it will take a full 6 years. 6 years, I have to wake up early every day and get scolded. Just thinking about it gives me a headache. Let's go home and sleep. Going fishing is also okay. Anyway, I just don't want to go to school, so why are you staying here? Farewell. Naruto has already figured it out. First, go buy some chili noodles, then go home to get a fishing rod and go fishing. The fish I caught yesterday tasted good, but the environment was not very good, and there was an old and disgusting person. Today, if he sprinkles some chili noodles on himself, it will definitely be delicious. Ding dong. Successfully flapped it. Get 20 bad points. Iruka stands on the podium. I was stunned for 2 minutes. No, why did you still leave? Classmates, take a look at the distributed textbooks first. The teacher will be back soon. Iruka first stabilized the students in the class, then turned around and ran outside the classroom. I happened to see Naruto's figure and disappeared at the end of the corridor. Naruto. You come back to me. Iruka shouted, but Naruto didn't bird him. This made Iruka so angry that he quickly caught up with him. And in the class. The classmates were also greatly surprised by this scene. Inoue. I'm not mistaken, am I leaving now? Dingzwa. Maybe it's because I didn't have breakfast, AMU. Lumaru. What happened? Hinata. Naruto Jun looks so handsome. Teeth. Amazing. When Iruka caught Naruto, he was almost at the school gate. It's also divine, a 6-year-old ghost. How could he walk so fast? Naruto. Iruka flashed in front of Naruto, blocking his path. Naruto was stunned for half a second and said, "Is there anything else, teacher?" Iruka was stunned on the spot. How did you ask this question with a calm expression on your face? Other classmates were scolded for standing up honestly and admitting their mistakes. You're so good, just turn around and leave without saying a word. You're almost leaving school in the blink of an eye. Iruka feels a slight pain in the skull. Difficult to handle, really difficult to handle. Who asked you to come out? Hurry up and go back. Iruka lowered her voice, as other classes were also in class. Naruto looked at Iruka's serious and anxious face and pondered for 2 seconds. Teacher, I don't want to go back. Upon hearing this, Iruka was taken aback and looked at Naruto's listless fish eyes, unable to guess what the little ghost was thinking for a moment. Didn't you wake up? Why? Because I can't learn, Naruto shrugged and said calmly. I'm too stupid. I can't do anything, I can't learn anything, and if I go back to class, I'll definitely be at the end of the line. The words have just finished. Ding dong. Successfully flapped it. Get 20 bad points. Iruka is still stunned. This child is it so negative before. Like many villagers, Iruka, whose parents died in the hands of 9 Tails, once hated Naruto very much. Until now, his parents are also the pain he occasionally sheds tears in the middle of the night. He has observed Naruto. I also tried to vent my anger towards this child in the first 2 years. But Iruka discovered he can't do it. Not to mention the identity of throwing away the 9 Tails. Naruto is also a child. No one teaches, no one cares. It's quite pitiful. Perhaps this is the reason why Sandemo assigned Naruto to his class. Other teachers are not very willing to be Naruto's instructors. Iruka takes a deep breath. He knew that at this point, he had to show off as a teacher. Naruto. That's not right of you to think so. No one is born to stand at the pinnacle, even Lord Hokage was very hardworking when he was a child. Even if your starting point is low, but you haven't tried or worked hard yet, how do you know you can't do it? Iruka's babbling teachings. Naruto listened in his ear, but silently shook his head. Teacher, since someone like the 3rd generation has always been very hardworking since childhood, so hardworking. What's the use of a useless person like me, no matter how hard I try? Iruka's face turned black. Naruto spread out his hand, his face full of salted fish. Opportunities should be left for those who are prepared. Iruka Outbreak Index. 80%. Naruto continues to output. I can't argue, but I can give my share to others. Teacher, what are you doing? Unable to bear it anymore, Iruka directly lifted Naruto up. Go back to class, immediately. 06, then don't blame me for spreading toxic chicken soup. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Ding dong. Successfully flapped it. Obtain 20 points of damage. Ding dong. Start check.in. Sign in location. Ninja School. Check in time. 10.08.14.08. Naruto was ultimately caught in the classroom. Iruka didn't drink his poison chicken soup and smashed it hard to the ground. Amidst the chatter of classmates, Naruto received his textbook and was assigned to the last row. Table with a nameless passerby. Teacher Iruka continues to arrange for students to come on stage and introduce themselves. Naruto looked around and had many acquaintances. All that the top 12 Kiba players should be there, but Sasuke still has a cold and aloof face. Bored, Naruto opened a brand new textbook and started reading. But as soon as he opened it, Naruto regretted it again. Without him, without culture, I can't understand you. Although traveling through time, one can understand cherry blossom language and communicate normally. But even for those who were born and raised, they still don't recognize a few big characters. However, the cherry blossom script evolved from the radical of the flower grower. Naruto can understand a bit by guessing and reading. There are only 2 textbooks in the 1st grade of ninja school. One should be a math book with a bunch of geometric diagrams on it. Another, it should be a brainwashing class about the will of fire and so on. Unable to understand the text, it completely erased Naruto's last desire for self-improvement. After all, he is a time traveler, and he was originally thinking of taking the path of being a top student and letting Iruka take care of him. Now it seems that being a person requires contentment. If you can't be a top student, just be a salted fish with peace of mind. Ding dong. Successfully flapped it. Get 20 bad points. The system has once again detected Naruto's bad behavior and encourages it. Students introduced themselves one by one, and soon it was Naruto's turn. Naruto didn't show any affectation and walked directly onto the podium. Along the way, classmates were discussing. Everyone is curious about who the student who tried to skip class after being late and was eventually caught by the teacher is. My name is Naruto Vortex, and I am 6 years old this year. A very familiar name. Most students have doubts on their faces. Regarding Naruto's background, Sandemu has issued a death order. If any ninja is exposed, whether intentionally or unintentionally, they must be dealt with as defectors. In Naruto's class, almost every student comes from a ninja background. The education of these students is naturally not as extreme as that of village families who know nothing. At this moment, most students are recalling where they heard the name. And Naruto simply stepped down and walked towards his seat. There is no silly smile like a silly one. There is no such self-proclaimed fervor as, my ideal is to gain the recognition of the whole village and become a Huiying. That's all for the introduction. In one sentence, be concise and leave the stage. Ding dong. Successfully flapped it. Get 20 bad points. The system immediately prompted, and Naruto was stunned for a moment. Is this also considered a mess? He is very sincere, okay. On the podium, teacher Iruka's forehead veins throbbed again. Do you want to be more perfunctory and obvious? Naruto. Come back to me. Is it enough to introduce yourself in just one sentence? This is disrespect towards your classmates and teachers, as well as disrespect towards yourself. Classmates. Sigma, teacher Iruka is so fierce. Naruto also had a bewildered expression. So what should I say? Naruto returned to the podium and scratched his head in confusion. Teacher Iruka took a deep breath and then glanced at the time. Because I went out to catch Naruto, the first class was almost over. Tell me about your hobbies and ideals. Iruka tried to keep her voice calm. There are still 5 minutes until class ends. Don't go down if you can't finish speaking. Naruto is also speechless. The system is fine, haven't you felt the sincerity between the lines of my words? Then don't blame me for spreading chicken soup. I am not responsible for leading your students astray. I don't have any hobbies or ideals. Naruto looked at the whole class with his dead fish eyes. If you insist. Sleeping, fishing, I don't know if it counts. Underneath the stage, Lumaru, who was pretending to be sleeping in class, suddenly opened his eyes. Anyway, it's impossible to work hard, it's impossible in this lifetime. Because hard work may not necessarily lead to results, but not working hard will definitely not disappoint. Anyway, that's what I think. Lumaru widened his eyes and almost couldn't resist applauding. What an insightful speech, I am not alone. Teacher Iruka's face has almost turned black into carbon, but still take a deep breath and hold back from it. Let's talk about what you want to do in the future, Naruto. Iruka is still trying to struggle. No matter what Naruto says, he can guide him. After all, if you don't work hard, any ideal will become a foam. If possible, I would like to become a cleaner, sweeping the floor or something on a regular basis. Naruto tentatively said. The sweeper at the door is over 60 years old, he is 6 years old this year. If I were to work directly, wouldn't it save me more than 50 years of detours? Of course, Naruto didn't dare to say it because he had already sensed the murderous aura of teacher Iruka. The classmates were even more amused. You heard me right, he actually wants to be a cleaner. This is a ninja school, hahaha. It's so interesting, my stomach hurts so much haha. Naruto pursed his lips. These little devils still don't understand the benefits of being spoiled. But at this point, that's enough. In the front row of the class, a little girl with a bright red face stood up. The whole class suddenly fell silent. Naruto-jun is not what you think, he also wants to help everyone with something. If everyone goes to work as ninjas on missions, then. The little girl's voice is getting quieter and quieter. Naruto's dead fish eyes are getting bigger and bigger. Even the system's prompt sound was ignored. No, Hinata, little girl. Your ability to misinterpret meaning, who taught it? 07, third generation. Iruka, don't give up on yourself. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The teacher for the second class is Mizuki. It's about math class. Naruto slept soundly, and Shueimu didn't care about him. At the end of class, there were only 2 hours left in the countdown. One class also diluted the previous episode. There are only 2 major classes in the morning, and it is now 12 o'clock, lunchtime. Classmates also took out bentos and started cooking. This has made Naruto very worried. He didn't even prepare any bento, he didn't even bring instant noodles. Watching his classmates start cooking, Naruto originally wanted to numb himself with sleep. But unfortunately, the fragrance was too strong, and the stomach quickly protested against it. I can't go home now, as soon as I checked in at school, it was cut off. Can only buy some in the system mall. Naruto remembers seeing it yesterday when he was buying a fishing rod. The system sells fast food and snacks. Opening the system, the damage value was actually 160, which startled Naruto a lot. It seems that upgrading the template is still very useful. But rising in one breath. Naruto hesitated for a moment and chose to add 20 points to each attribute. After adding attributes, the body will also undergo changes. When I looked in the mirror in the morning, I had abdominal muscles. Adding it in one breath is not impossible, but Naruto is worried that the changes will be too significant and anomalies may be detected. In class, suddenly becoming a muscle bully would be awkward. Upgrading to the Zhongren template requires each attribute to be above 100. Now the average attribute is almost 40, which is not too bad. Gradually increase the balance, it is more stable. And you can also leave some leftover items for self-defense and accumulate some purchasing power. After adding some, Naruto still has 100 leftovers. A fast food is only 5 o'clock and nutritious. Naruto walked out of the classroom and headed straight to the rooftop. He found a corner of the stairs and quietly finished his meal. After all, when he came, he didn't bring anything and suddenly turned into a boxed lunch, which is always suspicious. The process went very smoothly. Although Naruto's cooking is done poorly, the speed of cooking is still there. He found a dead corner of the stairs, without any classmates, and couldn't see in the dark. Naruto finished wiping his mouth and returned to the classroom to take a nap. There are still 2 hours left for check.in. I woke up just in time to claim the reward. It's delicious. Huiying office. Iruka took advantage of her lunch break and quickly came to report the situation to the third generation leader. Sandemu, you. Why don't you change Naruto's teacher instead? I can go to Class B to take care of the students, and let me work as a teaching assistant for another year. Anyway. Sorry, third generation master, I can't do it. Iruka lowered her head, her face full of shame. It's too embarrassing. Underlived the trust of 3 generations of adults. But as soon as he thought of Naruto's words, Iruka felt a wave of fear in his heart. My hobby is sleeping. My ideal is to become a cleaner. Effort may not necessarily lead to results, but it is always comfortable not to work hard. Are these all words that a 6-year-old child should say? These issues are not too big. After all, there are still 6 years left in the future. Iruka believes that if he works hard, he can still lead Naruto to the right path. What really broke his defense was actually Hinata's voice. Iruka is very self-blaming. As a teacher, I don't know as much about a student as my classmates yet. There are many ways to contribute to the leaves of wood. Everyone becomes a ninja and carries out missions. So who should do those small things? Hinata reminded Iruka. Isn't this one of the reasons why he gave up promotion to ninja and returned to teaching at ninja school? As a result, Iruka is very self-blaming. I even doubted my life at one point. Are you suitable to be a teacher for children? 3 generations are smoking. He already knows the general situation. Naruto has been a bit abnormal lately. In the past, people wished they could talk about their ideal of being a fire shadow. But now Huiying has become a cleaner. Sandemo wouldn't think that Naruto would consider the level of serving Kiba, as Hinata said. On the contrary. This is a dangerous signal. Naruto, this child after all, I still haven't been able to withstand the pressure. That's right, I'm still a child. So much malice, if it were anyone, it would probably be unbearable. But it's not a big problem. Since Naruto has already enrolled in ninja school, 6 years is more than enough time. Iruka, do you know why I chose you as Naruto's homeroom teacher? Sandai-mu took a sip of his cigarette, his gaze deep, and slowly said. Iruka looked up and said, 3rd generation lord, I. Because you are the one who understands Naruto the most among all the teachers. Your fates are connected together, enduring similar pain that no other teacher has ever had. Sandai-mu said calmly. The current Naruto is still a blank sheet of paper. A suitable teacher is too important for him. You are walking on similar paths, and with every step taken by Naruto, you will be able to see your shadow. You are the guiding light for that child. So, Iruka. I can consider your request, but I still want to ask you. Don't give up. Don't give up on that child, and don't give up on yourself. When Iruka walked out of the Hokage office, his waist is straight, and his eyes are bright. His eyes are full of light. 08. Never procrastinate when facing difficulties. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Ding dong. Sign in completed. Sign in location. Kiba Ninja School, time. 4 hours. Sign in reward. 2nd generation fire shadow 1000 hand open random skill pack *1, defeat points plus 25". The system prompts to wake up Naruto. He just realized that the teachers had already started teaching. In the afternoon, it's still teacher Iruka's class, drawing something on the blackboard. Naruto estimates. If I hadn't woken up in time, the chalk after drawing might have hit him on the head. With a thought, Naruto opened the system interface. Host. Naruto Vortex. Current plane. Hokage World. Current template. Xia Ren. After each attribute reaches 100, it will be automatically promoted to the Zhongren template, personal attributes, 3, physical energy. 47 chakra volume. 39 spiritual energy. 45 remaining inventory value. 120, buff. Eye of salted fish. Buff. Salted fish clock in device. Personal item. 2nd generation Huiying Qianshou Kaijian instant skill pack *1. Naruto's dead fish eyes finally flickered with a little light. It has appeared. His first skill in life. What would it be? Naruto is a bit curious and also a bit hopeful. In 1,000 hands, he is also a prominent figure. Although it's a bit strange to have a skilled sea dodger as a Huiying, his strength is beyond doubt. And he also possesses a series of forbidden spells, such as the Flying Thunder God and the Rebirth of the Dirty Earth. If we could come up with a forbidden spell, obtain ninjutsu. Level Water Escape Water Rush LV1. Unable to use, usage requirement. Possess Water Attribute Chakra. Decomposable, after decomposition, you can obtain 100 points of decay value. Tip. The same skills can be merged and upgraded. It's not a forbidden technique. Sure enough, salted fish are not worthy of dreams. Although the power of the ninjutsu developed is not low, it is a water escape. If you want to use it, you first need to have a water attribute chakra, or master the changes in water attribute chakra. Naruto is not in a hurry to operate. Because he remembers that his chakra attribute is wind, and his secondary attribute seems to be a litter of dirt. I want to master the chakra changes in water properties. It's not entirely impossible, after all, it's the reincarnation of Asura. What do you want? It can only be said with a lot of effort. In Naruto's dictionary, effort is equivalent to impossibility. But not being able to learn does not mean that one cannot master it. Although he is a salted fish also has a system. The water property is chakra-like, and it seems to be available for sale in the system. Oh. It's only 100. If it's expensive, then it's definitely not expensive. It's just money for a single Gyuyu to write will eyes. Naruto glanced at his remaining 120 damage points again. After thinking about it, I still gave up. Let's leave it for now. We'll talk about it later. Never procrastinate when faced with difficulties. Anyway, it can be decomposed at any time, and you can also upgrade by accumulating a few more. I need it in the future. After all, he doesn't need it now. Learn water escape, multiple water attribute chakras, it sounds amazing. Who should I show it to? Show the third generation eyes and make them realize that they are actually a genius. Then quickly send the root to be processed. A fool would do this. Naruto's current demands are very simple. Live safely and steadily, and be sure to let things slip. The heavenly way rewards the pendulum, and when it reaches the bridgehead, it naturally straightens. Ding dong. Successfully flapped it. Obtain 20 damage points. The system sent a congratulatory message, congratulating Naruto on coming up with the idea. Alright. Classmates, open the second page of the book, we're going to have class. Iruka has also drawn the blackboard. On the blackboard, there is a painless and a sword in hand. Iruka turned around and glanced at Naruto. I found that I had already woken up, so I silently put down the chalk. Today we are going to talk about the two basic ninja tools. It is also the most common weapon used on the battlefield to kill enemies and protect companions. Cheer up, classmates. Tomorrow is a practical day. Iruka begins classes. It talks about the common usage and usage scenarios of two ninja tools. Naruto listened for a rare moment, but not much. People value themselves. Although these two weapons are common, it is not easy to use them clearly. The original form is like this. Even if it comes to Bo-ren Zhuan, it is not very useful. And besides, serious ninjas, who uses this thing. Naruto only listened for a while before becoming completely uninterested. Learn and don't know, use and don't need it. It's not very interesting. Ding dong. Start check.in. Sign in location. Ninja school. Check in time. 14.11.18.11. At this point, the sound of the system rang out again. Another round of check.in, sleep, time has started counting. Naruto listened to the last class in a daze. Looking at the watch, it's only 5:30 p.m. Not long after the bell rang for the end of class, the students ran for most of it as if they were crazy. In the blink of an eye, there were not many people in the class anymore. Except for a few girls, I have to tidy up things calmly. Another thing is that the on-duty student who has already picked up the broom and started sweeping the floor. Naruto silently walked to the front row of the class and glanced at the schedule and duty schedule. His name is also included, but it's not today, it's Friday morning. We only have half a day of classes every Tuesday and Friday, and they are all practical classes. Can I only clock in once on Friday? Naruto raised his eyebrows. Every rotten salted fish is actually a master of time management. Never arrive 1 minute early or 1 millisecond late. The bell for the end of class is the signal gun, and as soon as the gunfire rings, you have to sprint. But Naruto must have lost face today. Late for class in the morning. After school in the afternoon, I had to wait for the check that I end to end, so I couldn't rush home in time. Over half an hour. Sigh. Naruto sighed. These days, it's not even easy to become a salted fish. P.S. Daily demand for flower tickets, hehe. 09, isn't this nine-tailed? Hello. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I'm back. Sasuke rushed all the way home, and with a flick of his backpack, he wanted to find his mother. I went to school today and encountered many things at school. He can't wait to share. Ma. Hey. When passing by the living room at home, Sasuke found that the door was half closed. Curious Sasuke was about to take a glance inside. At this moment, the door opened on its own. Brother. Sasuke's face suddenly turned red with excitement. Standing at the door, wasn't that his most powerful brother? Sasuke. Itachi doted and rubbed Sasuke's head. In this moment, the confusion in his eyes was completely hidden. Village, people nowadays, Itachi only wants to be a qualified brother. Lift Sasuke up with both hands and skillfully place him around his neck. There's still some time until dinner, Sasuke. Tell me about what happened to you at school, how about it? Sasuke rode around his brother's neck, feeling not too happy. I've met many new classmates. Sakura, who loves sweets, and her good friend Ino. There are also Ding, who loves snacks, Maru, who likes to sleep, and... Sasuke repeated all the classmates he remembered in the first class today. Itachi walked quietly on the road, with a smile on his face, and time was peaceful. There's also a guy named Naruto, he's a bit strange. Oh. Itachi's expression remained gentle and he timely asked a question, what's wrong? I don't know how to say it, I always feel that this guy is not quite normal, Sasuke thought for a moment and said. His hobbies are sleeping and fishing, and his ideal is to become a cleaner. I don't understand, brother. A normal person, who would be a cleaner? Naruto is it the child who is the nine-tailed pillar force. Sleeping, fishing, and working as a cleaner, everyone has their own belonging, Sasuke, Itachi smiled. Ideals do not distinguish between high and low, and being able to help others is good. Moreover, being a cleaner does not affect one's own strength, does it? Sasuke still doesn't understand. Brother, what do you mean? He's actually excellent and just wants to help others in this way. The younger brother clearly misunderstood his own meaning. But such misunderstandings are also beautiful. Itachi smiled and nodded, almost. You can try to become good friends with him and get to know him better. After all, everyone's thoughts are different. Sasuke was taken aback at the words. Suddenly feeling a bit unhappy. Brother, surprisingly, that guy is excellent. Sasuke doesn't believe it. Coincidentally, there will be a practical class tomorrow. Then let's see your strength, Naruto. Brother. Come with me to practice. Sasuke suddenly fell from his brother's neck, looking serious. I want to learn how to play Huichyo. Obtain ninjutsu. B. Level water escape water tap bullet LV1. Unable to use, usage requirement. Possess water attribute chakra. Decomposable, after decomposition, you can obtain 50 points of decay value. Tip. The same skills can be merged and upgraded. The check that IN also gave a skill package for feigned, this time it's AAB. Level water escape water cannon. Plus 50 points of spoilage value. Overall, it's a bit cheaper than opening the box for the first time. But Naruto didn't care either. After returning home, Naruto could clearly feel a surveillance gaze on him. Not far, it's nearby. It should be the dark side. The increase in spiritual power has such a significant effect. Speaking of which, is there only one? Naruto raised his eyebrows. It seems that after going to school, there has been less surveillance on him. But it's still there. Because it was getting late, Naruto didn't go fishing. Boiled water, washed a bowl of instant noodles, and then silently added some. Accumulate flowers and flowers bit by bit, and there is still a value of 190 when it is displayed. It must be enough for him to add all the attributes to 100. Naruto hesitated for a moment. Still choose to add 20 points the same, gradually. If it weren't for the 75 points he signed in today, he wouldn't even want to add those 20 points. Change requires a process that requires people to adapt. After finishing the instant noodles, Naruto didn't care what to eat or not, so he fell asleep. I don't know if it's because I added some extra or if I didn't sleep well at school this afternoon. In short, Naruto is now extremely tired. Naruto falls asleep quickly. Not long after closing my eyes, I started dreaming. In his dream, he saw a large iron cage. There is a large fox crawling on the ground inside, which looks somewhat malnourished. Sleeping lying in the cage. Isn't this nine-tailed? Naruto raised his eyebrows and said, "Hello." Naruto waved his hand and said hello. And the next second, Muye suddenly opened his eyes, hesitated for less than half a second, and immediately opened his bloody mouth with a roar. Naruto! Ah, lying trough. Naruto suddenly sat up from the bed. This is not a dream. His mental strength has been increasing one after another, and now he is already 65, almost reaching the standard of endurance. You can now enter the ceiling space. How terrifying. Naruto, with lingering palpitations, glanced out the window. He thought he hadn't slept for long, but he didn't expect it to be late at night. I got up and poured a glass of water, and drank it gurgling. Naruto returned to bed, pondering and continuing to sleep. Tomorrow morning there will only be half a class, so he needs to clock in perfectly. Arrive at school at 8 o'clock and run away at 12 o'clock. Time is precious and cannot be wasted. But when Naruto closes his eyes, roar. It's another sealed space, waiting for Muye to roar again. Sleeping slot. Naruto opens his eyes again. In front of me is the ceiling, with stars shining outside the window. Naruto, close your eyes again. Roar. Nine Tails reappeared with another roar. Sleeping trough. Naruto opens his eyes and then closes them. Muye no longer calls. Naruto was confused. You have to enter the ceiling space as soon as you close your eyes. What kind of setting? And at this point. Ding dong. Start check.in. Sign in location. Muye seal space. Sign in time. 3.25.7.25. Please note that this check.in is a spiritual check.in, and you cannot leave during the check.in period. If you want to force it to end, please silently recite give up check.in. Naruto looked at the nine-tailed creature in front of him with a grin and a copper bell-like expression, his gaze gradually becoming strange. Is there still this operation? 10. I feigned death to escape, and you moved like a demon. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Don't try anymore, from now on, you won't be able to fall asleep. I will be your eternal curse, and you will never be able to get rid of it. Nine-tailed crazy roar, it has been waiting for too long all day. Damn it, the fourth generation eyes split it in half and even sealed it inside the body of a little ghost. Unforgivable. Since that's the case, let your son bear the cost. Unable to sleep from now on, living in nightmares for generations to come. Actually, Muye didn't expect it either. This little ghost spirit will reach the point of coming here so quickly. Otherwise. With the current gossip seal, it cannot bring this little ghost in. At the end of the day, Naruto still added some extra speed. Spiritual power surged, but I didn't know how to use it. The result was actually exploited by Nine Tails. Naruto looked at Nine Tails roaring wildly, unsure of what to say. He can't do it exactly like his original self. Can reconcile unconditionally and forgive at any time. People have traveled through time and even opened up the perspective of God. The price is not to be speechless, sorry. Then you go ahead. I won't disturb you anymore. Naruto scratched his head, turned around, and sat on the ground, avoiding eye contact. I don't know how to chat, so let's not chat anymore anyway, pain will call sooner or later. When the time comes, I will feign death and escape, and you will move to the external demon statue. Time is quiet and good, and we all do not owe each other. How many integrals does a nine-tailed parallel spacetime have? 10 million, 100 million, forget it. Let's stick to Naki. 3-hook jade can be used, it is of good quality and affordable. Ding dong. Successfully flapped it. Get 20 bad points. The system silently gave Naruto a like. Naruto has a plan in place. But Muye is confused. This little devil, what's the situation? Are you not afraid to see me? Still so calm. Looking at the figure sitting on the ground, Muye's eyes widened and her beads widened. Is that all? You shouldn't cry loudly and panic. At least ask where this is. Oh, I understand now. I must have been scared out of my wits, mentally disturbed, and afraid to even open my eyes. Fourth generation eyes, look at your precious son. This is the price you pay for imprisoning this fox. Regret, anger. This fox will not show mercy, ahaha. The more Muye thought about it, the more comfortable it became, and most of the resentment accumulated over the past 6 years dissipated in an instant. Next. As long as it maintains intimidation, slowly guide. In no time, this little ghost is afraid to completely collapse. At that time, break out of the seal and do everything in Muye suddenly froze for a moment. Why did this little ghost lie directly on the ground? Did you faint from fear? Is he a little ghost? Even if his father comes from Shidemu and that woman, he is still Nine Tails have detected abnormalities. If you're scared and dizzy, how can you still snore? Forget it, let him go. This fox needs to quickly study how to break through the seal. Muye thought and closed his eyes with satisfaction. What I didn't notice was Naruto, your ears seem to have heard something and moved. Ding dong, it's a success in flapping. Obtain 20 points of damage. Ding dong. Sign in completed. Sign in location. Muye sealing space, time. 4 hours. Sign in reward. Seal the space with a large gift package *1, and add 15 points of damage. Naruto opened his eyes in a daze. After checking the system prompt, I scratched my head in confusion. Unexpectedly didn't wake me up. Muye is surprisingly easy to get along with. After starting to sign in, the system defaults to staying in the sealed space. Naruto was pondering at that time. Just go to sleep. After all, where are you sleeping? At that time, the system also gave him a reward. Not to mention, I slept quite soundly this night. In terms of inception, this can also be considered a double dream, right? Naruto. You have a weak soul, how dare you play tricks on me? The Nine Tails finally reacted with a loud roar. Naruto quickly ran away when he saw something wrong. As soon as I opened my eyes, the sunlight shone into the room, and it was almost 7:30. Naruto wakes up directly, boils water to soak his face, washes his face, and brushes his teeth. By the way, I opened the check that IN reward. Obtain permission. 0.01% usage right of Bagua ceiling space. This permission reaches 100% and allows you to freely open the ceiling space. Obtain permission. Jiwei chakra, yang, chakra usage right 0.01%. This permission reaches 100% and can be forced into perfect nine tails mode. Naruto's brushing of teeth stopped halfway. The whole person was shocked. This. Without skills, it cannot be decomposed. But these two permissions are really scary. Although given very low at once, I don't know how long it will take to save enough. But the existence of these two permissions is definitely the highest priority for Naruto. Does this mean that pain is here? I can also try to touch it. He is 6 years old this year, and Pain made his debut when he was 16 years old. 10 years is enough time for him to fill up his permissions. Free switch ceiling space. Force perfect nine-tailed transformation. No, no, no. Naruto shook his head. I was careless, I almost had evil thoughts. Behind Pain, there is also a dirt guy. Behind Tsuzigu, there is also Uchiha. Behind Uchiha, there is also Heijue baby and his numbness. Even if you have survived the unlimited monthly reading, there are still various styles such as Tao style, Pu style, and E style. It seems that there is also a god of big barrel wood behind the legend of Bo-Ren. Can you fight it? Unable to fight. It's too difficult. In the face of absolute strength, a nine-tailed tail is nothing at all. Let's continue to mess things up. When placed at the bridgehead, it naturally straightens. Say it again. Every time you sign in, you may not necessarily be granted the same permission. Perhaps before he could save enough, he would have already fallen asleep in the infinite moon reading. Black Jew baby, you must work hard. I have a good outlook on you. Upon thinking this, Naruto suddenly felt a lot of joy in his mood. The system also sent congratulatory messages in a timely manner. Ding dong. Successfully flapped it. Get 20 bad points.